Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Startup Impact Summit 2020 Tech for Good Roadshow. And I am Cynthia. I'm your moderator for today. And we're here to showcase some really amazing young SDG entrepreneurs from the Youth Co-Lab, an initiative co-led by UNDP and City Foundation to economically empower young founders in Asia Pacific. And much thanks to WHub for hosting this summit with Invest Hong Kong. We're able to showcase impactful startups from all over the region. We hope this creates an encouraging environment for young entrepreneurs and these founders, for them to highlight their achievements, provide inspirations to entrepreneurs globally. This is currently a very challenging global economic environment. And many of the founders here have experienced firsthand the financial and health struggles. And I know many of us have also loved ones impacted too. So we're delighted to have our lovely panel of investors and experts to join us. This is going to make it a very engaging experience. So they will provide feedbacks and they will also provide questions so that all of us can learn from. So may I please invite each of our panelists to briefly introduce themselves. So starting from Sylvia, Nesh, Diane, and then also Joe.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sylvia. I'm very honored to be here today as the judge with all these lovely friends virtually. It's my first time to be a judge for a startup event on a webinar, so I'm very excited. My background has always been finance. So I joined Gobi Partners last year, and I specialize in software, fintech, and sustainability. And Gobi Partners is an early stage investor. We're a regional fund. So right now in Hong Kong, we are managing Alibaba's Entrepreneurs Fund. And prior to Gobi, I worked in London for another early stage investor investment fund called Paladin Capital. And again, greatly honored to be here.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. And next up, Nesh.
Hi guys, it's great to meet you guys and thank you for the work that you guys are doing. It's super important in our society to build new companies doing cool stuff. I'm Nesh. I'm one of the entrepreneurs in residence and venture partner at Accelerating Asia. So I get to spend my time delving deep into product and growth. And the previous companies I founded have been across fintech, gaming, as well as food supply chains. So I like to keep busy with all sorts of weird and wonderful things and get into the technical details. And really looking forward to seeing how you guys define impact and what you guys are doing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nesh, for joining us today. And next up, Diane.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. So happy to have all of you here. So I'm actually the CEO of WHub, which is one of the main organizer of Startup Impact Summit. So really on behalf of the entire team, we are very glad to hear you out and learn from you and give you as much feedback as we can. In terms of my background, I'm actually an IT engineer. I specialize in sustainable development and then worked in different types of companies, including NGO, social business, consulting, and also founded my own company a few years ago. And I'm very much interested to hear what you have created and how we can help you out.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Diane. And next up, we have Joe.
So hello, everyone. See you guys again. Very grateful to have you all shining today. Good luck very soon. For the background, I'm Joe. I'm actually with the same team with Diane. We are WHub and as well as AngelHub. In terms of what we mostly do at AngelHub, we help startups to fundraise. We give them support. Again, good luck today, and we'll be grateful to share more opinion on your pitching as well. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joe, and the panel of experts for joining us to provide our teams with some of your expertise. So today we have 10 social enterprises from 9 countries, and they're all at different stages in their journey, and they have similar ways in terms of making a world a better place by digital platforms as well as software solutions. We actually have 2 days. So the previous day, we also have some IoT components as well. So a little bit about the pitch today. So each team will have 3 minutes to pitch, and I will gracefully interrupt you when the time is up, tell you there's 5 seconds left. Please finish your last sentence, and then we will have the floors to the judges for 2 minutes Q&A. And then this is not a competition. At the end of the day, this is all about you and your learning journey, because we understand all of you are already winners because you are our heroes on the front line making the impact. So we hope everyone will have fun and learn something new. So are you guys ready? Without further ado, let us introduce our first startup, Paula from Poldia. Take us away.
Hi, I'm Paula from Hey Success Philippines. So we are a training management company based here in Baguio City. We provide training for freelancers, small entrepreneurs, and professionals. And we have a project called Project Poldia. Poldia is a Kankanai term for meaning trabajo or work in English. So our story is that we belong to the indigenous people here in the Philippines. So there are 14 to 17 million IPs, and majority of them are located here in the Cordillera or the North. So we would like to bring the opportunity of freelancing to them. Why? Because currently the indigenous youth in the Cordillera, even though you can see the employment rate is high, however, they are exposed to hazardous and minimal labor wages. One impact of the COVID-19 in businesses here in the Cordillera during a survey that they conducted is that almost majority of them is either temporarily or permanently closed or struggling. So our solution is create sustainable opportunities through freelancing. Freelancing is a business. So what will be the component? It will be education to employment model, wherein we're going to train them, reskill, upskill, let them learn new skill that is based on the industry. And then we're going to have an assessment, wherein we will match them with potential jobs according to the skill set. So our services and offers are based on different stages. So we do provide training. We also do coaching and mentoring, and recruitment outsourcing, so that we could able to provide an impact to these people that we are working with. So our market plan is that we have different models. We have B2C, B2B models, wherein we will work with local and foreign SMSEs looking for freelancers that can work with them. This period of time, a lot of businesses are struggling, and we freelancers can help them. Then our current achievement as to the state, we have 4 successful match with freelancers and clients from different services, bookkeeping to administration. We were able to coach 3 individuals that they would like to transition to become a virtual assistant as a freelancer. What will be our timeline? Currently, we are preparing launching the program. So I believe that we need to establish the bottom line and the skill set of the people before really going up to scale. We are composed of 2 main founders, wherein me, I'm the main lead. I'm an industrial engineer, virtual assistant. I've been working for freelance industry for 4 years. And I have a co-founder, which is Kathleen. She's been working as community developer for 10 years. Then we have our executive assistant. She is as with our admin stuff and maintaining our online community. So we are looking for investors and partners. For the funding, we are looking to raise around 220,000 for this. What do you call this? This for these items. And our goal is to create an inclusive IP community in the Cordillera. Our strategy will be education to employment, training, recruitment, outsourcing. That's all.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Paula. And judges and experts, the floor is yours. We have 2 minutes for this.
Yes.
It was really interesting, really nice to see that there are other opportunities and job opportunities for people that are in need. I have one question, which is, how do you expect to train them all offline, and how do you expect them to have the equipment, computers, internet, the skills that are required to freelance?
Okay, so the majority, if you are freelancing, you have 3 requirements. The tools are the internet, the what they call this one, the equipment, the laptops, and the skill. That's the 3 things that we have. So currently, we are trying to fundraise to solve the first problem, the equipment, because not all of the our beneficiary has, but there are also beneficiaries. We will start with beneficiary with current what they call this one, current equipment to use. Then the internet. The internet, because of the COVID, there's a little bit change. Because before the COVID, we plan to have we work with computer shops. So that's the one solution. However, we still can work with computer shops, but we will need to comply with the physical distancing, the social distancing. That's one solution that we are currently working on with different computer shops here in Baguio, so that they can provide space for us. Then for the skill set, we need to identify the skill set. We have 2, the skilled one and unskilled one, because currently people are not familiar with what they call this one, freelancing. So we're going to tier them. The first tier is those people that has skills but would like to transfer it into online avenue. So we're going to start with them. Then the second one is those without what they call skill set yet, but willing to learn. So we're going to have a different program for them. But we're going to start with the first skills, first year first. That's, I hope
Amazing. Thank you so much. So this is 2 minutes of the Q&A. Thank you so much, Paula and the panel of experts. So yeah, my tip is if you want more questions, then short answers. And if you want less questions, but have a more thorough answer, then obviously provide the most insightful answer. So thank you so much, Paula. Good job. And next up, we have Hai from Anti-MATLAB, all the way from Vietnam. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Today, I want to present an AI technology to detect dangerous behaviors, especially harassment, make society safer. Our system will detect, will analyze a video from building camera, and when the dangerous behavior like violence, harassment, and traffic accident happen, the central computer will attract the guard attention and help them to decide which option could help the victim. About customer, our customer is 3,000 apartments in Vietnam, which means our market size is 30 million for now. We charge a fee for installing the system for the first time and monthly fee. We bring our product to the market by becoming the partner with building management committee and real estate company, technology partners. And we also spend money for testing and collecting more data. Here is our competition. Local traditional security service have a huge experience and many partners, but they use a lot of human resource. And high-tech company like Amazon, Foxcam, and Athena, they have advantage in technology, but they don't truly understand Vietnamese problem. Here's our team. They all have 2 to 3 years experience in engineering and marketing. So in future smart city in Vietnam, and we need $28,000 to bring our solution to the market. Thank you for your listening.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Hi. And the floor is your judges. Sylvia.
Yes. So thank you for the presentation. I think it's definitely an interesting idea. So my question is, what is your core technology? And can you just spell it out a little bit? How do you identify those harassment or like violence?
We will manually labeling the data. So the machine can learn which is a normal action and which is the warning action and need the gap intervene.
Thank you. And maybe one more quick question.
Maybe a follow-up question.
Of course, Sylvia.
Sure. Right. So how do you think your startup or your technology can be differentiated from your competitors who are doing similar things?
High technology on behavior detection, but they focus on face detection, face authentication, not dangerous behavior, not protecting people. And the Athena, they want to break people, but for they want to protect us from terrorists, not this kind of crime we detect.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Hi. Very intriguing. So we'll look forward to learn more about it as well. And next up, we have Kuldeep from Digital SAATHI from Nepal.
Hello everyone, hope all is well and you're staying safe. My name is Kuldeep Patel and I'm the design lead at Digital SAATHI. At Digital SAATHI, 5-year-old, 58-year-old grandmother of 3 wonderful grandchildren and a retired Nepali teacher. She has recently purchased a new smartphone and uses Facebook and watches suggested videos on YouTube. On the other hand, students like Abhinav, who is 12 years old, grade 8, who spends all his free time nowadays on his mother's phone and plays Fortnite, has an Instagram account without the knowledge of his parents. And despite this tremendous generation gap, we see the similar problems for both of these user groups. The late adopters like Radha, who do not even know basic functionalities of their personal devices. And both Radha and Avinav face huge challenges in terms of data and privacy concerns, security vulnerabilities, and exposure to fake news and misinformation on the web. This digital divide is also more prominent among women and results in inequality and exploitation in the digital sphere. There is also a tremendous opportunity cost for the overall society and the economy if late adopters are skipped from this digital revolution. Thus, we've designed our solution for this, Digital SAATHI. The focus of Digital SAATHI, Digital Friend, is to impart digital literacy among women who are of late adopters of technology. After a partnership arrangement with local school and community mothers group, we then pair each school student with a participating mother and make them Digital SAATHI, a digital friend of each other. The pair, Digital SAATHIs, then go through weekly classes where the student teaches the mother how to use their phone, from how to send a text message to even how to use maps and navigate properly. Also, both the mothers and the students are taught how to use the internet safely and securely, from how to set up a stronger password to even how to identify fake news on the internet. The impact of this program we see is very real and tangible. Digital SAATHI is the first intergenerational learning program in Nepal. The curriculum is designed on the Nordic Digital Competency Framework. The program allows personalized learning based on each unique device. And more importantly, because of its weekly fees of less than $1 per class, it has a very low cost of entry for most users. The implementation is led by our partner Theo High School, which has more than 100 teachers with them. We aim to reach return on investment within 2 years with a recurring revenue model, allowing program to reach sustainability very quickly. We have a very dynamic team with expertise in design thinking, curriculum design and management with multiple decades of experience in working with the education sector in Nepal. In terms of impact, for students like Abhinav, we see that they are using the internet in a safer and more privacy-focused way and avoiding cyber crimes and bullying. And finally, for people like Radha, who full disclosure here is also my mother and was a digital SAATHI participant, is now able to take full advantage of her smartphone and finally take control of her digital identity. Thank you.
Very awesome. Thank you so much, Kuldeep, for fast forwarding the very last part for all of us to catch everything in the
Sorry for being a bit fast.
No worries, that was great. So the judges, the floor is yours. Nesh, maybe?
Yeah, very cool. I find that very transcendent products tend to create a habit or a recency and frequency with their user base. So can you talk me through some of the strategies that you're implementing in-app and also off-app to create that recency and that return use?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is we're working on multiple digital competency levels. So our physical classrooms that we do as after-school programs go up to level number 3, and through our digital platform that we're designing, we teach additional digital skills level for up to digital competency level 4 and digital competency level 5. So you have multiple levels of engagement based on your need and requirements.
Brilliant, thank you. And one more quick question.
Maybe on my side, thank you for your presentation. Maybe I didn't catch the first little bit. I really want to understand like the revenue that you were showing on that part. Would you mind just walk me through like what's your strategy on that and how do you like currently to make revenue of your model?
Yeah, so the the digital SAATHI offline class is 16 module class, and we take online. We take a charge for each class attendee for $1 each. So one attendee for 16 modules pays about $16, and from that model we have also multiple teachers that we work with. The partner with our Trio High School has about 100 teachers, of which we're taking about 14 teachers who can go into other schools and teach them.
And just to quick follow up, are you planning to more onto like the B2B side or B2C side?
Yes, so there are more, we're looking at direct partnership with schools so that we can take this model as an after school class so that students also learn digital literacy, whereas the people in the community also learn digital literacy.
Thank you.
Very awesome. Thank you so much, Kuldeep. And next up, we have Mona Bondu from Bangladesh. Welcome.
Mind is a black box folded with magic and mystery, and it was very difficult for us to explain it to everyone. With that spirit, we started our journey back in 2016 to run a platform for mental health care and well-being services. The name of our organization is Moner Bondhu. In English, we are Friends of Your Mind. It was founded by my very dear friend Tohida Shiropa with her very touchy personal story and 13 years of experience. We have a very big team. We have managerial team of 10 people and also the expert team with more than 100 counselors, psychiatrists, and 1,500 volunteers. Our mission is very simple: professional counseling, accessible, affordable, and convenient. And we are dedicatedly working to achieve the sustainable development goal, which calls for action to provide promotion and awareness for mental health and well-being service. So we have a very dynamic team, as we mentioned. This is our managerial team, where we have local and international experts from 2 to 21 years of experience working in this mental health care sector. So what is the problem? The problem is mental health care is commonly very misunderstood and stigmatized in Bangladesh. And you know what? Our greatest challenge is to make people talk, understand, open up, share, and seek solution for their own mental illness. That is why we are really working very hard. And our unique selling point is we connect them with experts. Our response is very quick. We always highly try to maintain the confidentiality and ethical code of conduct. So what we do, we are a profit-making organization, and we already achieved the self-sustainability of our organization last year. We have mental health care services in one site, and the other side, we have a series of awareness building programs. We have Facebook Live, series of workshops, webinars, group sessions, national campaigns, radio, television programs using both digital and traditional media. So during 4 years of our adventure, we work with the ICT division of ICT Ministry. We work with UNDP, Youth Collab, USH, BRAC, EMK Center, BGMA, providing service to the garments factory workers and their mental health care, PAM International, PAM Netherlands, and others. Moner Bondhu own the championship in Call for Nation platform powered by ICT Ministry of Bangladesh just this month. And we are also one of the winning startups of Youth Collab initiated by UNDP and City Foundation in Dhaka 2019. So what are we doing during the COVID situation? From March 2020, Moner Bondhu is implementing a series of initiatives to provide free counselings and psychosocial services to online to fight COVID-19 powered by UNDP. For last 3 months, only 3 months, we provided free counseling to 2,000 clients from 20 districts, both rural and urban cities of Bangladesh. So now, what kind of revenue model we have? So Moner Bondhu earns its revenue mainly from counseling, workshop and training, research projects, partnerships, radio and television programs, and we publish a lot of books and other publications. So now, what is our future plan look like? We have already an app, and we are designing and redesigning using a lot of information and techniques powered by a lot of organizations. And recently, government also agreed to support us to develop and make this an amazing one. To scale up, we need a funding of $235,000 US for serving 100,000 clients in next 1 year. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And the floor is yours, judges.
Yeah, you mentioned a few different revenue sources there. Could you talk us through how much traction you have in each of those revenue streams? And then secondly, one of the issues with mental health is conscious awareness of mental health as a problem. So could you talk us through whether certain demographics are more consciously aware of mental health in Bangladesh, more so than others?
Yes, sure. So the first, answering the first question, how we collect the revenue. So I can tell you from last 1 year, we are earning more than what is our actual expenditure. Every month we earned 4 to 5 lakh Bangladeshi currency, which would be somewhere between $5,000 US to $7,000 US, and our regular expenditure is $4,000 US, including all these technical, like cost, administrative cost, and the office rent and everything. As we mentioned that we focus mostly on the client-based services, so the more clients and the more revenue comes to Moner Bondhu. For last 4 years, we reached almost 4,500 clients from all over Bangladesh. We also have, I mentioned, partnership and funding. We work with different big organizations. We have workshops, training programs. We also host a lot of group sessions, and we mentioned that we are working with BGMA right now to provide group sessions and mental well-being to the factory owners, and from there we also receive a very big portion of funding. We have research projects, and we have television and radio shows. We have exclusive one radio show which comes bi-weekly under Moner Bondhu production, and one weekly television show to one of these national television comes every week. So that also brings a lot of revenue to our Moner Bondhu fund.
Thank you so much. Great. We look forward to hearing more about that. And actually, I think after this session and also beyond this view, I can also connect with everyone as well. So if any of the panelists would like to ask more questions, then definitely be in touch with all of the teams. So next up, Thank you so much. And next up, we have all the way from Pakistan, Flair of Marshall. Hi, Lara.
Hi. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Lara Babid and I'm from Marshall, founder Marshall. One day, my friend called me and she said that she doesn't want to have the third kid. She didn't look for the Google because she said the information is so scattered. She couldn't find the telehealth services because she said that there's not even a single platform providing that. And then she couldn't go to the hospital because of the stigma attached to the gynae centers before marriage and after marriage, just after 2 babies. So I was just wondering, and I looked around that Pakistan at that time 6th and now 5th most populous country in the world with a prominent youth slot. However, its sexual and reproductive health and rights are often ignored. Despite the easily available services of SRH, still people do not approach those services because the myths attached and second, the lack of awareness. So I just thought and made a mobile application, bridge the gap, giving access to planning, considering it's a simple model. I added contraceptive methods for both men and women because people do not talk about the men contraceptive methods in our country. I added the geotags, which was a new feature. You just click to the map, click to the address, and it will take you directly to the applications or the addresses of the clinics. I added telehealth services, all the options which are available for free. So all these services were free, which I added. Then I made it user-friendly. I added the bilingual version. I added Urdu and English both. I added the audio version for the visually impaired people. And last but not the least, I added home delivery component where people can order over-the-counter products regarding sexual and reproductive health. So let's see how it looks like in mobile. This is how in the desktop, and this is how it looks on the tab. And this is the 3 things that we can focus: good health and well-being, gender equality, and partnerships. Then I wondered that Pakistan is actually not having any such app, and 77% of the smartphone users in Pakistan are from the age of 21 to 30. And this is actually the age of marriage in Pakistan as well. Even during pandemic, young people want to order these things online. We feel shy and reluctant to talk about it because according to Pakistan, these are the immoral, unethical talks to, do with the young people. So I just wanted to break this stereotype and at the same time solve this problem as well. There are very few applications which have all 3 components: information, services, and products, very few. And in Pakistan, none. So this application had all 3 components in the application. Now, this tool is sustainable because once it's made, there is no further cost needed. And the delivery system where young people would be selected across the country, they will be the ambassador, they will disseminate the application, they will sell, and they will take the commission from the product. So this will not only provide the jobs to the young people, but will also help the dissemination to be done across the country. We started off with a very basic structure of 1 city, and we ended up today here where we want to provide jobs to the young people. In our case study, in our work that we did earlier, we were seeing that government people actually came to us and they wanted the application to be implemented at their level. Before development, we reached like 3 lakh plus people in our country, and we told them that this application is about to be made. And at that time, the response, the inbox was amazing. We were, after launch, we were called for so many conferences, talks, invites representing this government. They said to sell the application to them because certainly we didn't want to do that. So we spent most of the small grants that we received. We did receive small grants on the development because we wanted that prototype to be very fine. And then these were the partners who helped us financially and technically, including the government departments, which are Punjab Population Innovation Fund and Population Welfare Department. We got the genuine idea for Bill and Melinda Gates Institute, and we were able to create a prototype with all 3 components. And now we are all set to go for the dissemination and making people there for the delivery component. Our team has the software engineer, the director communication, and director program. So even we lack funding, we had that time that we can work on the project and scale it up from 1 city to 300 cities of Pakistan and let people talk about something that they think is unethical, which is very important even today's world where people are dying, but they do not talk about sexual and reproductive health and rights just because they think it's something very bad to talk about. We just not want to break this stigma, but also promote this application because we think this is an innovative idea and we just want to take it forward across the country and then to the Asia as well. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, my dear. You talk at an incredible speed. So you managed to pack a lot of information in there. Judges, please share any of your expertise questions.
It was very interesting and even more interesting to see how you broke it down and how you try to have an impact on every single way, every single step along your journey. I think one question is, how do you plan to scale this in other countries? And do you see specific countries that have the same need as much as it's needed in Pakistan?
Yeah, so first of all, as I said that I want to scale in Pakistan and scale it up with the ambassadors. I already had contacts with some Asian partners with whom I was previously working as well. And I discussed with them, and I was like pretty shocked that the stigma around sexual reproductive health and rights was quite dissimilar. And even if not, the services and the products, there is not like, you would not see a lot of applications with all three components like service, products, and information. All these three things are usually not available, especially if I talk about the geo tags, which is just like you see the clinic, you click it and it will take you directly to the clinic. So there are a lot of people over here who couldn't even understand English if there are some applications. So I made it in Urdu as well. So I talked to the people and they were like, yes, this is something that people can relate, they can work. And when their work is involved, there would be more dissemination in the application. So this is very easy because it has that component of earning point as well. And then instead of adding Urdu, they will have their own local languages in their city. Instead of my clinics, they will have their own clinics. So the model would be the same and the information would be according to the country and society. But yes, the story is pretty the same like across Asia.
Awesome. And one more quick question from Sylvia. I saw she has her hands raised.
Yes. Yes, so I'm quite interested in this whole concept. So you mentioned you also provide products on your platforms. So how do you source those family planning products, and how, what is the arrangement between you and your business partners, if there are any?
Okay. So there were two things. Number one, the partners who actually called us, like the government and FPAP, people who are working with the government, they asked me that they put their free products in my app as well. So in this way, people would log in and also want to buy the free products. And then on the other side, which will be the revenue, we are getting the wholesale products from one company. And, we are disseminating on the commission basis. And this is something that we had to start in like 2020. And this was the peak time. It's very shameful for the people over here to ask for the condoms, sanitary pads, pregnancy strips, everything like this in the shops. So they are very comfortable buying these things online as soon as we keep the charges of the delivery normal as well. So this revenue is going to be great, especially in this situation. There was a time in 2 years back, I was telling that in Pakistan, we are not doing a lot of things digitally. And today, when everybody is at home, we are at lockdown still, everybody is going for the online things, and now people are approaching me, start selling, and this is the need of Pakistan right now. So I want to make it a revenue making so that people can also earn. Otherwise the stigma is so strong that people are not going to even install, because if a friend sees a mobile application, although the logo is very pretty neutral, but if they see that this is something regarding contraception, they would go like, oh my God, what are you up to? How can you even think of contraception before marriage or after marriage, just before the babies? So, making something from which they can earn, they would start relating it, and they would, even expand it as well for their commission. So ambassadors would be very much interested, because, there are a lot of people who are not even having jobs during this situation. So that's how I want to expand it across the country and continent.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Laura. So we just had someone from Pakistan. So next up, we have gone all the way to Japan. So thank you so much. So we have Cheryl. And hi, Naito.
Hi, I'm Nao from Tokyo, Japan, co-founder of Cheryl. You may know in 2040, 40% people will be level 1 in Japan, and half the population in Tokyo will be considered single household due to aging and decreased amount of marriage and increasing divorce rate. I used to level 1, and I was paying $700 per month for just a place I came back to sleep, a place where I had a dinner like a one. I wanted to change my life, and I need inspiration. So I tried to find a roommate who would inspire me. But there is no easy and secure way to find a roommate in Japan. I Googled how to find a roommate. But like most people stopped there, because Japanese roommate finders are years behind, have no background check, no profile picture, and are extremely lame. I realized there is no easy, secure, and cool platform to find roommates in Japan, So we create a Shero in order to offer a one-stop platform for finding like-minded roommates in an easy and a secure way. So through hundreds of interviews, we found there are two types of users. The first one is a user is simply looking for a roommate, and after pairing, they move into the same accommodation. The second one is a user looking for a roommate who has already space. So Shero helps people to find like-minded roommate in much smoother way. But how exactly we help? So our algorithm connects the user to ideal roommate with criteria including budget, moving date, and location. Plus, we offer additional criteria such as personality, lifestyle, and even interests like sports and music. We also allow people to find a roommate in a more secure way by creating a trust score from updated documents and verified bank account. We believe that sharing a room is sharing a life. Some people meet someone, that's how things happen. Similarly, Shero happened with a single encounter between me and my roommate. I found a value in living with a person who I never would have come across without room sharing. So Shero team, I work as an entrepreneur in the residence for GaiX. GaiX is specialized in sharing economy in Japan. Nanami, our CFO, worked as a business consultant in Abim, one of the best consulting firms in Japan. Makoto is a software engineer and a computer science specialist, work for Denso and research in the self-driving cars. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, life is better together sometimes for well-being and SAATHI. Thank you
so much, Naoto. Great to see you're making more friends for people in Japan. Any questions and feedbacks from the judges?
Thank you for the presentation. Can I just learn a little bit more again, just going back to like, how do you, I understand that this is the AI algorithm doing like the hobbies and stuff, but what are the matching rate and how do you really see that they really work well together? Is there any matrix on that as well?
Yeah,
Please, would you share?
That's a good question. We are striving to now, but we interviewed hundreds of interviews and invented we apply machine learning technology to help with the roommate matching process, like learning from the user of the platform as they match and agree to become roommate. And we feeding comparative insight like personality joker, like Netflix addicted, and feeding comparative insight working to keep improving our recommendation. So basically, we just send a recommendation. We don't match. We just allow them to match easier way and a more secure way.
How many users do you have right now?
So basically, we are now limited to users, just 100 users we are testing. So we are now is kind of, how can I say, product market fit. We try to find a product market fit, but we already know that there are a bunch of users scattered in the several websites. We already know 5 websites they are scattered, and including Facebook. Every day, people looking for a roommate, especially foreigners looking for a roommate in Japan, because we don't have a one platform to find like-minded roommates like Shero.
And it would be a subscription-based platform, or
how
do you see the?
Good question. So we have 2 patterns of users, we call Tinder user and the Airbnb user. And we follow the same way to how to make money. Tinder user version, matching after pairing, moving to the same accommodation. So we use Tinder way, boost, unlock the features, we call Shero Premium. That's a subscription. And another one, different on real estate. So after pairing, they need accommodation to move in. So we kind of refer to the real estate company and we take commission from the real estate. And the second one is Mercari or Airbnb, we call escrow model. I think you know that. So we kind of stand in the third person And when they match, we got 20% matching fee each pair match. And each month we got 4% commission on their monthly payment. That's it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nautil. And next up, we have a group from Sri Lanka. Share a book. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll be sharing my screen. We are Bits of Harissa presenting Share a Book. So I am currently a university student, and in the corner of one of my bookshelves, there is a pile of books that I used to study from my previous exams, but they are now just left to dust. Let's have a better look at the problem. So we have Harini here, who will be sitting for an exam very soon, and she is in the need of a certain book that is either expensive or cannot be found. On the other hand, there's Ramidu, just like me, is done with his exams and has a pile of textbooks, short notes, past papers, whatnot that he would love to give out. So we did a survey with a sample population residing in Sri Lanka, and we found that there is a need of 79% and a willingness of 80% to give away used materials. And this is the gap we hope to bridge through Share a Book. Our solution is a web platform into which a past student can easily upload used materials, and also a bookstore can upload their product catalogs into. This creates a pool of online study resources through which a current student can go through, order, and buy a certain item they require. This item will then be delivered from the seller to the buyer by a delivery agent integrated into our system. As was shown, we have two major target markets, current and past students under general users, and medium and small scale bookshops as well. So currently we are focusing on developing and deploying the product in Sri Lanka, and once it's a success in here, we hope to expand it to the rest of Asia as well. And our strategies are listed below, and we hope to choose suitable geographical markets, establish strategic partnerships, and incorporate their language, culture, and social needs into our product as well, create awareness, and conduct campaigns targeting potential consumer markets as well. And we are primarily focusing on Maldives and Malaysia. As for our competition, after some research, we found that in Malaysia, there is a one-for-one online book exchanging platform and a KL book exchange operating right now. While in the Maldives, there is a book exchange Facebook page and an Asia Foundation's Books for Asia operating in Maldives. The financial breakdown we need when expanding into Asia requires roughly $35,000, and with that being said, the funding we require is $30,000, and this funding will be incorporated as 5% into our system deployment costs, 50% into our marketing and promotional, 10% into research, and so on and so forth for administration and logistics, operational and legal costs as well. So meet our team. These are our co-founders. We have Netmi, Dilini, Rashmi, Dilushi, and Netmi. So looking for the one book, find it, get it. Share a book using your answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for Share a Book. Judges, the floor is yours. Maybe Nesh, you can kickstart us off.
Sorry, my internet connection was terrible during that. So forgive me if I missed part of your pitch. Could you categorize to me like your super users at the moment for your platform?
So we have not deployed the product in Sri Lanka yet, sir, but our users we have two major target markets, which are general users, and we have current and past students under general users. We also have another market, which are bookstores, who can also upload their product catalogs into our system so that the users can go through and buy an item they require.
Brilliant. Thank you. And one more question.
Do you plan to do this full time after you graduate, or it's a project that you see the demand mainly as being a student?
So we are currently undergraduates at a university here in a national university in Sri Lanka, and once we deploy this, we are dedicated to carry on the operations, but we want to expand our team, build a larger team so that we can have more hands on this operation so that we can get a lot of help if we are about to deploy. But at the moment, it's the 5 of us. We need a bigger team. We need more funding as well.
Thank you. Looking forward for expansion in Hong Kong so we can order from your platform.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, background story in Hong Kong, books are very expensive. So that would be surely, truly helpful. Thank you so much, Rashmi.
Thank you.
And next up, we have the Peacemaker Studio from Bangladesh. Hello, Niamat.
Hello, how are you?
Very awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Attack in 2016, where 20 foreigners were killed. And there are 20% of the suicide bomber are young people in the age of 14 to 18 age. So for solving this problem, we established Peacemaker Studio in 2018 to promoting video content and give the advertisements service. Next slide. So yes, so focusing on the SDG goal 16, we are promoting the peaceful contents in the social media and also producing the visual contents. So next slide. We have our potential market. There are online development organizers that we are looking for to give the advertisement service. And next slide. We have so many activities and services in this regard, but especially we are giving the advertisement service to the development organizer. And also we are promoting peace in offline and online through the training programs and the empathetic visual contents. There are our uniqueness. First of all, we have 4 years NGO experience, and then we start our business like a social business startup under the SDG goal 16. And we are following on model. We have 50% female employees, and we are employing with disabilities the person we have, and we have expertise on the countering violent extremism, and also we are providing impact at a time. So in last 2 years, next slide please. In last 2 years, we have created impact in offline. You can see that we have trained 400 students. They are working in the root level, and we have created in online also. You can see that 2 of our video got viral, and we got interaction from the India and some of the different part of the root level of our country. The next slide, in the impact generation in last 2 years. So we have provided service to the 10 clients. For doing this type of activities, we need our impact value chain that we created from the design lab. So in our marketing strategy, we are following B2B and also the on-for-on model. And the revenue model, in case of revenue model, we have divided in 2 segments. First of all, from the corporate sector, that where we are providing the service, and from the social media, from the peace promoting part, that we are getting funds and CSR funds from the funders in this regard. About the financial stability, in last 1 year, we raised total $10,000 from donation to 2,500, and from the service $700 and $5,000. So our urgent ask for this year is 20,000 investment for reaching our goal to provide service in the 20 potential customer to establish a equipment and with a well-equipped visual firm, and also to provide service in 22 conflict-affected district in Bangladesh, the Chattogram and also the Bhola district. So in Bangladesh, there are so many competitors who were our competitor in the concept of making the advertisement service. But we are only in Bangladesh who are providing service and also make impact at a time. So we already said about our strength, and we have 5 values that you can see, including excellence and quality service and continuous progress. So we have achieved 2 awards. You can see the startup award from the Youth Collab in last year, and also we have the runner-up award from the Digital Khichuri Challenge. Both are from the UNDP. So you can see some of our friends, including UNDP, EMP Center, Facebook, A2I, and Government Division, and some ventures in Bangladesh. And there are some happy clients we provided our service in last 1 year, including UNDP, EMT Center, BYLC, and other. So in next 5 years, we have our future plan that we will collect 50 customers to provide our service to them. And also we will reach 10 million people in social media, and also to train the 1,000 community organizer who will be promoting peace and tolerance in Bangladesh to have a peaceful country. For achieving these goals, you can see the team. So this is a balanced team who has more than 10 year experience in the creative sector and the peace building sector. So we are working in the South Asia and especially in Bangladesh for promoting peace. We need your support to do a peaceful country and also to have a peaceful world through this process. Thank you so very much, and I'm really sorry for the interruption part because I'm facing so many internet connection problem there. Thank you.
So much. No worries. We all have problems. I have two connected devices on this too, just in case one fails. So judges, the floor is yours.
I may start the first one. Thank you for your presentation. I would like to just learn more because when I see some of your Facebook comment and such, and the video, you have a lot of traction over there. It's like over 100,000 over there. Can you walk me through some of your traction? And yeah, can you just walk me through the traction of some of your video and how you managed to do it?
Thank you so very much, John. Yes, in Bangladesh, there are so many people with different type of idea, and they're following different type of perception. The good thing is they are positively taking, the majority person of the social media user, they are taking our content very positively because we are making the contents with the empathy and also with the interaction, which is connected to the social problems in root and which also connected to the peace. So that we see that also we are actually suggesting, we are working with them, and also we are analyzing from where they came and what about their age, what about their gender, and how they're thinking like this. And also we are also working on about their mindset in the next videos. The thing is, there are mixed perception in our videos, but the majority person in the positive way to get our content spot positively.
Brilliant. Thank you. And one more quick question.
Please.
Sure. One question on my side. What's your biggest challenge today?
Thank you so very much for asking this question. Yes, in Bangladesh, when we are started to work on the peace, some of the fanatic religious practitioners from the different religious background, they are saying that we are doing something is not acceptable in this society, in this community. Second part is as we are growing, so as a startup company, we are getting support, that we are getting clients from different from our friends, from our advisors, but we also need to get more clients to provide our advertisement service.
Thank you so much. I'm sure it is a big challenge, big opportunity, and also it is a very noble thing that you're doing in Bangladesh. So next up, we have Hira.
Thank you, judges and Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Niamat. So next up, we have Hira from Shop 141 from Indonesia.
Imagine, in Indonesia, a country with rich natural resources, we still have more than 7 million stunting children. Even in big provinces such as East Kalimantan, the prevalence is 30.3%. It's beyond the WHO standard, and if we do nothing, the stunting children will have brain like this. It's not only bad for the future of children, but also it's bad for our human capital and economic growth. It's really a systemic problem with systemic causes and impact, as you can see here, and mostly it's because of poverty, which could create another poverty. Our team consists of people from health and IT background. We are hustler, hacker, and hipster. We are optimistic that technology could enable everyone to solve health issues and create bigger impact. The innovation is called Shop 141. So Shop 141 is helping the suppliers and customers to solve their problem and bridging them to make impact at the same time for stunting children. We've achieved 66.6% net profit margin, and we've reached more than 100 stunting children, and 54% of them are stated healthy and well-nourished now. Here is our coverage for local service area. We're collaborating with government sector, entrepreneur, and community sector to create bigger impact. Here is our platform, and here are some products from our suppliers. It's the market size in Balikpapan. It's our projection, and we believe that the market is even getting bigger during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is our roadmap. So we'll be focused on product development, branding, and marketing, as well educate the market to grow our storm gradually. Zero stunting is possible to be achieved if working together, and we hope that some of you will help us to grow even smoothly and faster, also create bigger impact. Let's save more stunting children with Shop 141. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your presentation. Really impressive numbers. I didn't know that was such a big issue. I feel very sad right now, but happy that you're solving the problem. My first question would be, how is your team?
Yeah, so I'm Hera with public health background, experience in some business development classes and branding and marketing short courses. And I'm responsible for business development. And this is Fajar. He's responsible for product development with bachelor degree in IT.
Awesome.
And this is Cindy with expertise in designing, make graphic design, video, and yeah, that's.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will definitely catch you again. Great. And we're so happy. Last but not least, we have Clear Plate. We have Cheung from China.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cheryl, co-founder of Clear Plate. We know that the food waste issue is terrible now. About 1/3 food is wasted annually around the world, and the direct economic costs are totally reach 750 billion a year. So that's why we want to create Clear Plate. After meal, users will take place picture through our app and will get points if AI identify that they didn't waste food. The points are the currency of this app, which could be used to charity meals for people in need, such as the 141 set about the stunning people in Indonesia is our target helping people. And also, the users can get bonus and rewards for themselves. Also, we can establish the online groups to invite their friends in it to use this together. So we can see there are two benefit loops here. The first is users will get rewards from saving food this behavior. And another one is turn the food we save to help others. I think Clear Plate is an open, innovative tool will involve different stakeholders together to provide individual, societal, and environmental benefits together. Among our different competitive advantages, I want to say that our technology is one highlight. And also, last year, we officially got the government support, which could be one kind of resource barrier for us. And we have implemented an online social campaign during the Earth Day in this April, and there are more than 1,000 colleagues and universities joined the activity, and the topic was browsed over 100 million times through Chinese social media Weibo, and just in 1 week. So that's we think it's kind of amazing. And of course, our movement, not just on campus, but also in company, with government and in restaurants, we found that the food waste account reduced on average by 12% to 15% just in 1 month. And here I want to give a short announcement that this October, during the World Food Day, Clear Plate Action is ready to blow a new hurricane over 2,000 universities in China. So if any of If any organizations are interested, maybe we can discuss this more later, have some cooperation. And we've evaluated the potential impact about how many carbon emissions we may cut and how many food we may save. And of course, how many money maybe we will donate to the charity projects to help the children or the elders who don't have enough food. To date, we have nearly 1 million users, and we have won the first prize of UNDP Changemaker Challenge and some other awards. Here's ClearPlate with SDGs, and we accurately target SDG 12.3. As for our business model, actually we include both to B and to C side, and we want to create a SaaS service to combine them together. Here's our revenue prediction, and this is the core team members, our advisors, and there are some awards during the last 2 years, some media reports, and our strategies. We believe that China is our birthplace, is our starting point. But next year, we want to launch international version app and based on some AI and blockchain technology. And also, we think that Asian market will be the first priority. And then we hope it will be global. So as for our long-term vision, we hope to create a leading global online ecosystem where all the minor behaviors can be rewarded. And now we have received 2 rounds of impact investment. Also, we are looking for another round investment. We guess maybe we'll achieve it next year. At last, we want to say that we really hope to create a zero food waste and a zero hunger world. We believe that we gathered and we will win. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Cheryl. First question, how do you avoid people that would clear their plate or throw the waste and then take a picture?
Actually, so many people will have these questions when they know our project. To be honest, we think the first way is that we need to keep training our AI model to let it identify more and more accurate. This is the first part that we will save it, solve it by technology skills. And the other part is, to be honest, this is kind of no 100% to avoid that behavior. But for us, we think that our mission, and we hope to change people's behaviors.
So first of all, great initiative. But where do you say the waste of food? Where do the food go? Do you do work with some business partners? Say some people may finish the food, and some people may, have some leftovers. In case they have some leftovers, have you thought about how do you process those leftovers?
Actually, is that now our AI will identify just 2 answers. First one is you finished, and another one is you didn't. If you didn't finish it, they will say that, oh, please try it again later. Or, for example, it will notify that you haven't finished. Please finish it and then try it again. So this doesn't have this 2 mark. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe a question, more sharing from you, Cheryl, to the other social entrepreneurs that are here is what are your tips for founders that want to raise money when they have a purpose of having the company disappearing because they have solved the problem? What would be your tips for them to convince investors to raise funds?
Actually, I think that the mission is very important because that's, for example, actually, I think the difference between a charity project and a social enterprise, the most difference is that do you find an accurate problem and do you find a more accurate way to solve it, especially with that you can develop it and you can to raise a team to do it more like sustainability. So I think that maybe for the founder or the co-founders, they will have to find that if this project is business project. For example, now ClearPlate have tried different showcases in different sectors, in government, in restaurants, on campus, and in companies, that we tried the different types, and we found that okay, it works. So that we will think about it to enlarge our scale, or widen our app, maybe not just in Chinese market, but into the Asian market, and especially to the global market. So I think that try it and tax it and modify it and then relaunch it. This is quite different. Yeah, maybe that's the two points that I can see that for the other young entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Wow, this has been a really incredible journey across Asia Pacific of learning different young entrepreneurs working on different SDG solutions, and through various exciting journeys up and down, even with the technology that we have today. We have had a very exciting view of what's going on. So I think in closing, it would be great to invite the experts to share a bit about the encouragements and also feedbacks in general, just to encourage our teams to keep going within that very difficult time. So starting with Sylvia, Nesh, Diane, and Joe again.
Okay. So first of all, I really appreciate the great presentations and the stories shared by the Cheung entrepreneurs. Some are really intriguing, some are like really inspiring stories or business ideas. Maybe just one commonalities from my observation, like shared among a lot of the presenters. I feel like maybe an agenda, like a short agenda, I understand there's the time pressure, but maybe it's more helpful to say set out an agenda and to just walk the investors through your presentation to make it more easy to follow. I feel like that will be really helpful. And the second is really to tell your story put yourself in the shoes of an investor, to really elaborate on your revenue model or your business model, like how you make your business sustainable. As much as it's a great business idea, it's a great initiative, it's a great impact kind of thing, try to think like an investor and really maybe preempt the questions. So that would be, helpful. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for your insights and also being with us and sharing your questions today. And next up, Nesh.
Yeah, this is a great example of how Zoom's market capitalization is not an indicator of technology robustness.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I just want to reiterate Sylvia's point there. When you are telling a story to investors, there is 2 things that are hypercritical here. You are creating a narrative arc that through every point is indicating growth. And that can come in the way of growth of the market that you are tackling. It can be growth in your team. It can be growth and maturation of your product. But there must be a narrative arc. And it must be headed in a direction as opposed to meandering or multiple data points that don't string together. Because as human beings, we biologically connect with narrative and we biologically connect with scarcity, and growth drives scarcity, and growth also drives the decision to invest and to buy into your story.
Thank you so much, Nesh. There's so much to learn, and also thank you so much again for your expertise. We do have a Springboard program that we would love to catch your expertise on sharing that with more of our entrepreneurs too. And next up, we have Diane.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia. Thanks, everybody. I think I love the passion. I mean, we all love the passion that you express to walk us through your presentation and your mission. I was going to share the same feedback as Sylvia. one main point is don't be shy about your numbers. It's better to show numbers and explain the reasons of the why of those numbers than not to show any numbers at all, because that's always going to be the first question that come up. And if you're not prepared, and usually if you haven't put them on your slide, it means you're not prepared to talk about them. It means that it can be something that can be tricky for you. Really impressed by the impact. It's really important to show your impact, the numbers, the SDGs that you are solving. It gives lots of credibility. And I think if you haven't launched yet to market, always show the demand, always show your assumptions, the market size, which really helps to understand if there is good potential or tremendous potential in the solution. And always talk about your scalability and your expansion plan, especially when it's an event which is regional or even global, and where everybody is, if they are convinced about your solution, they want to help you bring the solution into their own country. So really talk about scalability and expansion. And then last but not least, really connect with us. Do not hesitate to ask any questions, feedback, and let's stay in touch. And if you ever come to Hong Kong, let us know. We'd be happy to meet you in person. But virtually works as well. So really use us, use our resources, and keep up the good work. And hope to see you again soon in other journey. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Diane. And next up we have Joe.
Sorry for the laugh, but thank you very much. It's mostly much appreciated. We have a fun time today, I guess. Very interesting, some of the features, I would say. Again, yes, I can't agree more onto what we have just been said. It's more about, I think more about the market strategy, because we also like just before this panel, we also just before the patching session, we also have one with UNDP on to like how to showcase inclusiveness tech. It's more about the scalability. It's more about, it's not only about it's more about the story x the market strategy. So this is what we always see and how to use scale. And I hope you all enjoy your journey and showing your impact every day, and keep going. Yeah, again, just let us know if you have any questions. We can be approached onto the social media. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you so much, Joe, Sylvia, Nesh, and Diane. It has been an incredible time with all of you and the different teams working to achieve the SDG goals. So this would not have been possible without the WHub as well as Invest Hong Kong for the Tech for Good Roadshow. So if any of the audience who is watching and would like to get in touch, please reach out to the organizing team and they will be connected with each of the startups that have been showcased today. So we are at the Youth Collab, and we also have very interesting work looking to leave no one behind ultimately, because we understand there are many incubators and many accelerators out there who are serving the top 1% of the population, the people who have had incredible opportunities in life. And also we would really want to level the playing field of all across the board of anyone, anywhere who wish to make an impact. So as we draw to a close, I hope everyone have learned something, and I hope you have had a great time, fun, and even through the hiccups of technology, we hope you enjoy the rest of the summit. Hey Nesh, hey Joe, how's it going? Great to see you in Singapore and Hong Kong. And I'm also in Hong Kong, but in quarantine. So. Thank you so much for providing your expertise to all our young social entrepreneurs. I have received some really encouraging feedback from our colleagues, as well as some of the young founders who joined back, and the audience as well. So I think my question to both of you, having like watched the teams and having marinated some of the thoughts, what would be the advice for them, like if they were to carry on in like through this very, very difficult time? Because I think a lot of them mentioned it slightly a bit like this pandemic, but I think like it's just very challenging. Like, what are some of your either encouragement or like advice? Maybe starting from Nesh and then Joe.
Yeah, I think what the pandemic has done is it brings forward, like if you are a company that relies on venture backing or investor backing, what you've done in the start of your journey is you've empathized a lot with a core group of people that you wanted to build a product and a service for. The other customer that we often forget is if you do need capital to grow, part of your customer is investors. And so take that same empathy approach that you do for your product and apply it to your investors as well. So what's changed in the investment landscape is obviously the horizons for payoffs for different investment hypotheses have changed. So we must look at it and go, as founders, where can we still access capital because it still makes sense in terms of us making our impact and creating multiples for our equity within the market that we're going after. And if that doesn't line up with investors, then obviously you need to shift your business model a bit. So we've seen that with quite a few of our Bangladeshi companies. And one of the ways that they've shifted their business model and made themselves more, pack more power is by partnering with other startups to deliver their service or product in ways that they didn't initially think about because the world was different.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nesh. And Joe?
Can't agree more, Nash. Yeah. I guess from our point of view, we do see, yeah, of course, like you guys see, a lot of changes, of course, during this period of time. We do see this as not going to be like a temporary change. It's going to be like a more like a new change for any more others other industry as well. And then of course that the business model that they need to work for, as well as seeing all of the unicorns and all of the unicorns that also work with other as well. And as an investor perspective, what we are trying to do here is like we try to support as much as we can. We could like potentially look into different ways. Like I know that some of the investors are already offering like a bridge financing, this kind of different strategy that they can be done, I would say. And of course, on the startup side, we are going to see more changing of their business model. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. And following on to that, I think the million-dollar question is everyone is kind of gauging and analyzing and predicting what is going to be post-COVID life, which we're still undergoing. So what are some of the industries or what are some of the pivots that you have seen that are quite promising that, okay, maybe moving forward, that could be the new normal? Maybe starting from Nesh and Joe again?
Cool. Yeah, I think it's good to frame this in a positive light. So what COVID has done is it has shone light on particular business models and industries where technological change was being held back, and now we've seen it flourish. So in distributed healthcare, I think we're going to see a bit of a boom because people realize that we can do this at the current state of technology. And we can do it while protecting privacy and doing all of those things that traditionally we were holding back. In agriculture and delivery of food straight to people's doors, or shortening the space between the farm and the people, I think we're going to see that happen as well because we've seen it work during COVID because it had to work during COVID. I think also what we've realized is the way that we connect as human beings need not be confined to an office. So I think we're going to see social connectedness and the technology around social connectedness change as well. Because one of the interesting things culturally I've seen in Southeast Asia in particular is we've realized that human beings have families and their personal life circumstance is part of what makes them who they are in the workplace. So everyone's dialed into a Zoom call where you've seen somebody who is your superior have to struggle with their kids and have to organize family around work. So I think we're going to see technology humanize the workplace and also distribute the workplace, unlike we saw in previous years.
Very awesome. Thanks, Nesh and Joe.
Thanks, Cynthia. Thanks, Nesh. I guess on this topic, we of course we see a lot that is coming way up, like even in the public market, just like what we say, like so beyond and impossible, like the stock is cost going up. But again, I want to stress a point that I often think that is kind of ironic, and we see that is coming from the sustainability side. It's like slowly going and going this few years. However, like we this is kind of like a trigger point to make it all the way go straight. Um, Not sure whether we say good or bad, but looking in the future, we would love to see more of the sustainability, what I'm talking about, like pen-based alternative. And one of the very interesting part that I always look into, I could tag as well, and the blockchain side, how can they really help the farmer through the blockchain to get more profit from, we often say, from bean to cup. How does the coffee farmer can get more money? So these are the things that I would say that we really hoping and really see the trend that is going on.
Brilliant. Thanks, Joe. And a bit of a background story. So Joe is actually a Q grader and a coffee guru. So everything about her is coffee. That's like her dream. So yeah, let me just share a bit really interesting highlights throughout the session. So Jessie Liu has mentioned that this is her favorite part of the summit. Thank you. So really great job. Thank you, teams. And then Subdul mentioned, most welcome, Joe. Your laugh is awesome. Keep smiling. And thank you very much, everyone. Well, thank you, Subdul. And then we have some really encouraging comments from Wasmia on Larab as well, which I will also do the connection. So I think in closing, thank you again. So any last words and comments for the teams, not just in this panel, but also like throughout the Startup Impact Summit? What are some of the key things that they need to just remember and hold on to for the rest of this time? Also, okay, this time we'll go Joe and then Nesh.
Sorry, did I miss anything? I just to concentrate on my laugh.
Sure.
So,
any encouragement for all the teams and all the attendees?
No, I mean often like not only saying it by word. We often try to execute as much as we can. We are here to help at AngelHub. We try to help. We are into industry agnostic, I would say. So feel free to have a look on us. We try to help you to grow through fundraising and supporting through your journey. Again, I don't really have some tips, but I always say that you guys are already, for all the social entrepreneur around worldwide, you guys are already often doing the best that you can, trying to solve some very interesting problem in the world. Not good luck, but also I would say enjoy your journey. That what will make you keep going. If not, I don't know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Enjoy the journey, even though it's very challenging but satisfying. Thank you, Joe and Nesh.
Yeah. Look, you guys are just an inspiring group of human beings. And the only thing I would say is that I always understand that technology is just an expression of your empathy and your compassion. So you care deeply, and then technology is just the way that you solve that thing that you're empathizing with and have compassion for. And in tough times, it's the same thing. Approach everything with a level of empathy and compassion, breathe deep and navigate it. This is not a binary sum game. It's not conflict. It is just dancing with the variables that you have in front of you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nesh. And yeah, a bit of also the background story of Youth Collab. We actually have like a mini fans club for Amra and you as well. And we also always say like, okay, and Joe also has like a fans club for you guys too. So yeah. And
No, I'm the fans club of Amra. I'm the Amra fans club.
Same. I'm number one though, so. Anyways,
Make
no,
sure
but
to say
we
that.
always say like you always have a warm fatherly grin whenever like you have your video on, and then we just see the warm fatherly grin of Nesh. So thank you so much, and we hope to have more of our young social entrepreneurs under your care, and also learn from you as well. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the summit, and we will see you in luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.